Welcome everyone to the big matchup of today, the Ganges Grandmasters led by Vishy Anand and the Balan Alaskan Knights with the Yan Nepomnishi. This is going to be a match that we are all going to be on our edge of our seats following it. Yeah, I think so. And also the Ganges Grandmasters have some leeway here. They are on second spot. So even if they lose this match, oh my god! It's the Karokan defense by
Oh,
Vishy Anand.
yay! Let's go. I love Karukan. I do love Karukan. I'm so happy.
Yes,
I'm very happy.
but I'm very surprised because Vishy generally likes to play e4, e5. He likes to play solid chess. Why did he, out of, out of the blue might not be the right term, but why did he play the Karokan today?
Surprise the opponent. Nepomniachtchi has no enough time now to understand what's going on. He just plays what he remembers, but he was not expecting this, Jesse. That
If we see like maybe the bird's eye view here,
Let's have
that
the
the
six
game-
boards on our screen, and then we could take a look at board number 3 because that one is quickly getting into a lot of theory there.
right?
I was
We have
gonna
this
ask.
too. Yeah.
that maybe this is the game that'll end first. Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to also
Mhm.
say. We have queens off the board, and we have also two minor pieces off the board. But according to these two gentlemen here, look at them. They are so deep in this position. I think they have different plans here. They want to keep it going. And the current situation is very important. Ganges Grandmasters, they are leading, but they are not at the first position. They want to overtake Alpine Warriors. And then we have Balan Alaskan Knights. They need to get somewhere on the top boards, right? For the moment, they're okay.
Yes.
Well.
Who do you think would have a plus score against each other?
I would say it will be more like even score rather than 2+. It can be minus plus something, but very even players.
Right. And right now, White is sort of lagging behind in development. You can see the Black King has castled it out. White has moved her same piece again, and it's been quite an ambitious bit of try by Nino Batsiashvili. She wants to get the knight and then finish her development and castle it out. Maybe a good time to go to our prodigy board, board number 6 between Raunak Sadhwani and Andrei Esipenko. Very, very exciting game. I think this generally leads to bloody fights because these youngsters are always such fighters.
They are not afraid. They are not scared. They are taking everything as their challenge. They don't want to win all the games, obviously. What you guys think? Jesse, what do you think about this knight on d3?
I love that fighting spirit. And you know they actually call this knight the octopus because it has 8 different squares it can go to.
Wow.
The
Look
knight
at this.
is so beautifully
So
positioned
strong.
here, and it can control all the critical squares. I think that really gives Andrei Sipenko good chances. But at the same time, I really like the fact that White does not have any bad pieces. The knight is well placed here, while the bishop on c8 is slightly blocked by its own pawn. This game might also see some huge action because they have chosen the Sicilian.
It never goes wrong with Sicilian, you know. You always have sharp positions, a lot of tactics, and these two players, it suits their character quite well.
Absolutely. And for the time being, I really like White's position, especially because this bishop on the long diagonal is very well placed. But, Black has no problems. Black's king is safe, has nice structure, the rooks are connected. It seems like both players are happy as of now. One board that we haven't seen at all yet is board number 4 between Ho Yifan and Tan Zhongyi. Maybe we can quickly have a look at that to know what's happening. Board number 4, if we can have a look at that game. Two
Tan
top
Zhongyi.
Chinese players.
Right, Tan Zhongyi on the board on the screen. She is the active player. She has played a lot of competitions, even qualified to the candidates finals. And we have Ho Yifan, the strongest female grandmaster from China. And guys, where is the pawn from
This is
h7?
pawn.
Where is it? Like usually you have a pawn here.
Yeah,
Like where's Waldo?
but the thing is, the engine suggests that the position is equal, although White is a healthy pawn up. maybe it's a good time to go to our master swindler and try to understand why does the engine prefer black's position even though they are materially down. Master Swindler.
Well, black is slightly better developed and white still has a king in the center. I was also wondering about that because it is a very healthy pawn. And if you imagine white just making a move here and castling, I think white is borderline winning. But it is black to move. I think we have to choose between attacking the queen with the rook or starting with knight c5. Knight c5 also looks very, very interesting, creating some ideas in the center and also denying the white queen some squares. But I think it's probably it's a very concrete position. I don't want to guess. If you attack the queen with the rook, I think the best square for the queen is to go to b5.
Ooh, that's what they need in the game of Batsiashvili Hotenashvili. This is the below line in the middle. We can see that Nino decided to bring all the pieces on the third rank and up because she wants to go all in
Can see
here.
that,
And we
yeah.
can see these two rooks beautifully placed on the third ranks.
They're both ready to lift here.
Yeah,
Well,
one more.
Yeah, if you see
Where's the party?
rook
And here we have
across.
both players from Georgia facing each other in this round. And we saw Bella, we draw the queen back. One
Right.
more piece goes back rank. But it's not something that she has like lost position or anything. It's just Nino has just space advantage, which these pieces are creating.
Yeah, I hate this feeling of, you have the space, it just feels like you're better, and there's just no way to sort of find an advantage or convert. I'm wondering
Okay.
if she's thinking, okay, I'm clearly better here.
I want to quickly draw your attention to the icon board because that is where some big action has taken place and we have a huge imbalance there.
Yeah.
Knight endgame with 4 pawns on each side. Nepo has just captured a pawn right in the center. Does this look very dangerous for Vishy Anand?
Yeah, it looks very dangerous, and especially that this will be another race. So we might have some very interesting endgame again by Vishy.
And
Absolutely,
Vishy
yeah.
there capturing the pawns. Yes, Master Swindler, what are your
One
thoughts?
thing you have to keep in mind when watching endgames like this is that two knights do not win against the bear king. So if Vishy manages to exchange everything on the king side, if there is no pawns left on the king side, even two knights and two pawns against two knights is at least going to be difficult to win and might actually be a draw. Although probably not from the very beginning. And this is why Vishy, I think, went for this. But yeah, this is not fun. This is not fun for him at all because he will have to defend very, very carefully. White has the two connected passers on the queen side, and yeah, Vishy is scraping for a draw here.
And Sagar, you know that often it happens when you want to give up your knights, because if white will have two knights and in some positions against one pawn, white can still mate. So it's sometimes difficult to give up your pawns. Yeah, that might be tricky as well.
Exactly.
That is a very good point. Yeah.
If Vishy Anand is managing to hold this one, it is looking very, very dangerous for the time being. Vishy's pieces are moving in, but he's a pawn down, and the two white pawns look very, very dangerous.
Did he give his pawn with the last move? Did he play h5? Or no,
No,
he
he-
played. Yes.
It's on h5 for a while, but the pawns look both threatening and also vulnerable because the black pieces are very ready to attack them. And for instance, if white takes the final remaining pawn for black, we can give a check on the square that's controlled by 3 of our 4 knights. One pair gets traded, and then after the king goes back, we can play king b4 simply and start picking them up. I think Vishy actually solved most, if not all, of his problems here and should be holding. It required a lot of precision, and he has taken some decisions over the course of this endgame, which I personally probably wouldn't have taken, and I probably would have lost this game. But he is now on the verge of holding it, and I think very well played by him.
So guys, Jesse, Vishy holding this, Esipenko better, perhaps. We have Fan maybe slightly better. Maybe Ganges Grandmasters doing really well.
Yeah, and we know that a victory. Oh, they agreed on a draw, it seems.
Oh,
Yeah, and now they're discussing the game. And I mean, Jan looked very dissatisfied from the beginning. I mean, he was shaking his head. Maybe he didn't like seeing the Caro-Kann. I don't really know why he seemed like he wasn't really enjoying himself there. But yeah, the game is over. He's done suffering. Suffering is over.
Look at Vishy. He looks so fresh. He's
Yeah.
like, give me another opponent. I want to play another game
That-
here. You know, very, very good game from the black side.
Yeah, I think Jan was clearly the side pressing for the vast majority of that game, and he is actually also importantly without victories in this tournament, which is very unusual for him considering this is a rapid, and he is a very feared rapid player, generally one of the strongest rapid players around. But the icon board is full of icons, as the name suggests, and yeah, winning even one game of chess on this board has proven to be difficult for many a player. I believe young Krzysztof Duda is also maybe without the victory on board one. So a very, very tough competition there. So yeah, Ganges Grandmasters now seemingly assuming control because Richard Rapport is defending his unpleasant position extremely well, might not lose it, draw on board 3, draw on board 1, and
Big result on board number 6. Raunak Sadhwani has lost his game. Andrei Esipenko wins it. And I think that was huge result for the Ganges Grandmasters. They are now leading the match 6-2.
Hoifan sacrificed a pawn there, which I thought was not really necessary as such, but I suspect it doesn't really change the evaluation too much. It should still be quite level. Yeah, I think they will probably be agreeing on a draw by repetition. And that draw more or less secures the victory for Ganges Grandmasters, because even if Nodirbek wins on board 2, this will not be enough to compensate for the victory of Andrei Yesipenko with the black pieces on board 6. Because Bela Katanashvili is a pawn up in a completely safe position on board 5. She will not lose that. It's pretty much impossible to lose that position unless you forget about the clock and lose on time. So Ganges Grandmasters are
Look,
coming out ahead
they're
here.
smiling there. Both of them are smiling. Is it like the game is over or...
Seems like game has ended in draw. Yeah.
Shaken hands.
they've shaken hands there. A
Yeah, there was
draw.
repetition, I guess.
Yeah.
So 3-7 is the score now, and as Peter just mentioned, this is actually looking very bad for the Balan Alaskan Knights. Where are their points coming from?
Not sure how smart is that.
Yeah, then she might even lose it. But, you know, right now, actually, she has to try everything.
This is
Because
their
if-
best
yeah,
chance,
If she
technically, yeah.
loses, if the game ends in a draw, then the Balan Alaskan Knights are out of the tournament. It's such a big game.
Yeah.
And today, I think we might have two teams who are actually out of the tournament. One is the Chingari Gulf Titans, who lost to the Triveni Continental Kings. Oh, they drew. They drew there.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's finally over.
Finally over. And with this, the Ganges Grandmasters have actually won this match with a score of 8-7. Very small margin, but a very solid victory.
So who are the 4 teams that are fighting for the final?
Well, now it means that we have the SG Alpine Warriors at the top. In fact, Ganges Grandmasters have actually toppled them right now. So Ganges Grandmasters at the top, SG Alpine Warriors at number 2 position. We have the Upgrad Mumba Masters in with a chance. And also today, the Triveni Continental Kings won their game, led by Levon Aronian. So these are the 4 teams technically who are in with chance to reach the grand finals.
Wow.
Yeah, and still many, many games to go, but it's all for today.
Yeah, look at the smiles on the
Oh.
face of the Ganges Grandmasters team. Bella there getting the job done. She was better, but in the end, a draw was enough. And with this, the Ganges Grandmasters go home with a smile on their faces and many spectators coming in